welcome back to my channel. I know it has been so long, and also y'all just excuse me the way I'm talking. I have my aligners in, trying to fix my teeth again. Your girl trying to get it back together. I am currently 2 months postpartum. Here, you want to say hi to the people? Say hi to the people. Okay, he wants to know, you guys. Okay, y'all, so I wanted to make this my comeback because this experience was like, I hate how I'm talking, but this experience was literally life changing. Like, really, I just see everything in a whole different light. It was completely different from the birth of my daughter. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because I just feel like it's important, and I feel like it's not talked about in our community enough. And I just hate how a lot of things just seem so out of reach for us Black people. It's just important for us to share that amongst one another when we have those experiences. And tell them, son. Are you done? So I just want to start from the very beginning. So originally, me and my boyfriend, we wanted to do this with our daughter, but we waited too late. So that's the first tip. First tip is to get a midwife as soon as you find out you're pregnant. That's very important because if you wait too late, they will not take you, since they can only take a certain amount of people, being on call 24/7. So that's number one. I did find my midwife that I wanted with my daughter, but of course she told me like it's too late. So I ended up just going back to her. I looked on Facebook and I literally just typed in Black midwives, and so Midwifery pop up. So I will put that over there. So it's two women, Joy and Marisol. Joy is Black, Marisol is Latina, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marisol, if you're watching this, but two amazing people. They really changed my life, y'all. So those were my two midwives. So first things first, you do like an interview kind of. So it was like virtual, and they just asked a few questions, make sure that you're eligible to go through. They won't take you if you're not. So just pretty simple questions. I can't remember what they were. After that, you just got to get your first payment in, and then the process starts. So just like you would at the hospital, you have your appointments, but you go to their office and not a doctor's office. A lot of people ask me that. You do not go to the hospital or the doctor for doctor visits. You go to your midwife's office. So I went there, and it's kind of the same routine as the hospital or the doctor, but not quite. So when you go, first thing first, you got to take a pee test. But the difference between the hospital that I went to pee test and then my midwife pee test is they actually care about what's in your urine and actually tell you. So it's like all color coded, and it tells you what you're lacking in, what you're doing good in, what you need to work on, like everything from the last time you had sex, from the last time you ate, what you've been eating, what vitamins are low. So I really love that because I just feel like they really care about your health. Unlike the hospital, I peed every appointment with my daughter, of course, and I never heard anything back. But obviously my whole pregnancy, my iron was very low, but they didn't tell me until it was closer to the time to have my daughter, to the point where I had to get an iron transfusion. But it's like, if y'all were paying attention and really cared from the beginning, y'all would have caught that from the beginning and put me like on iron pills or whatever. So that's like one of my biggest things with like hospital versus midwifery is that it's way more personable. You're not just a number. They know you personally. They get to know you. They get to know your family. The father is just as involved. So my boyfriend name is Bryshawn. So Bryshawn was not allowed to miss an appointment with the midwives because he's just as important. We both make the baby. So I love that. So I didn't feel alone. I mean, I didn't feel alone the first time, but you know, I kind of will go to my appointments by myself. I'm like, they're not going to do nothing anyway when I was going to the hospital. But this time, they were at these appointments. So after you take your pee, you go over that. They ask you a lot of questions just about, you know, kind of stuff the hospital asks you, but not really. Of course, about your poop, are you getting any sleep, your discharge, your mental health, which was really huge. The hospital didn't ask me about my mental health one time. So they were really on that pretty much the whole time. They were really pushing exercise. What have you been doing? Have you been walking? You need to walk this amount of times, this many days. So that was another huge thing that I really loved. They were on me about diet and exercise. And that just leads to me feeling like a lot of women have all these, yes, a lot of women have issues in the hospital, I feel like, because they not really focused on your health or if you're exercising. They kind of just paying attention to the baby but barely eating that, if it's like not any major issues. So and then of course they would check the baby heartbeat every time. They check your weight, they check your blood pressure, but you actually talk, you actually converse. They actually get to know you, get to know your body, want to know about previous births, and they want to know why you really want to do this. So it's just amazing. It's real, it's raw. I just feel like a human. Like at the hospital, I feel like a freaking inmate. Like I felt like everybody else, you know? And that's wrong, because I feel like at hospitals, especially women, everybody's body is different. So I love that my midwives got to learn me and my body. But yeah, so that was pretty much as far as like appointments. So it's you go to your appointments just as much as you go to your appointments at the hospital. Once again, only difference is I feel like they actually care. They talk to you and they really on you about really important things. So you can have the most healthy pregnancy. And I had the most healthy pregnancy. With my daughter, I was eating anything with them. For example, one time I was low in like vitamin C or vitamin D or something. So not only do they tell me what's going on, but they give me solutions. They be like, look, this is low, but we have this in the office for you to purchase or whatever. Like we have vitamin D, we have iron, we have prenatals, we have bone builders, we have this, we have that. They have the answers to any of my problems. Kind of all over the place, y'all. So much information, so I'm sorry, bear with me, but I'm trying to give y'all all the tea, all the juice, and everything. So all your appointments are regular, and then the closer you get your home appointment or whatever you want to call it, so that's when the midwives come to your home and they kind of get to see where everything at, kind of give them a little tour. And then you just have your normal appointment as usual, but they kind of just want to know around your house. So when they come in, you know, I'm going to be screaming, going to be pushing, and they just want to be able to come right in and get to you as soon as possible and know where everything is. Now, with that being said, as far as where everything is, so I'm going to be upfront and open. It was $5,000 to have my home birth, but that doesn't cover everything. So that doesn't cover ultrasounds, even though they don't really do ultrasounds. A lot of women I found out don't even want to know their gender until the baby comes out. I guess that's part of like having a home birth. But I wanted to know. I'm extra. I wanted to shop. I wanted to buy things. So I got to figure out my gender, of course. But yeah, so ultrasounds aren't big, but you do have to pay for those out of pocket, or if your insurance covered that, that's a good thing to check out. So luckily I didn't have to pay out of pocket any ultrasounds or any of that, but we did have to pay out of pocket the $5,000 for the so the $5,000 pretty much just cover your appointments, and it covers them actually birthing your child. That $5,000 also does not cover the materials you're gonna need. So I will post the home birth kit list if I have it. If not, I'm gonna just name a few. So you just need really lots of towels. You need a bowl for your placenta. They also are going to give you their specific website where they already have all the materials you'll need. And then you'll just order their birthing kit from like this midwife site. So everything you need will be in there. You just order that. I think it was maybe like $50-$60. And then everything the midwives will need are in there. And then we got also a separate list of stuff that pretty much they'll use on me, like towels and I think it was stuff like alcohol peroxide, chlorophyll water, little knick-knack stuff, you know. So that's pretty much it. So keep that in mind. So just on average, just to be safe, this is without ultrasounds, I would say we probably maybe came out of pocket, I would say say 5,200 because there were times where I was low in like a vitamin and they already had what I needed at the front desk. So I would just like buy it in cash. They also had like really good prenatals because the prenatals I was taking was trash. So they recommended a way better prenatal, and I could also post that if y'all want. A lot of things will be in my description box. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, so I hope that covered mostly everything as far as like the process of my actual birth and my experience. So I knew with my daughter that I was gonna have a pretty fast birth, and I did. So I went into labor around 8 p.m. and she came out at 1 in the morning. And it was just so funny because I got over it. I was really over it at 9 months. I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's never gonna come. I'm gonna be pregnant forever. I literally felt that way. I'm like, he's just gonna be in me forever. So once I finally like let go and was like, okay, I'm gonna just let him come when he comes. This is like a part of it. You know, I just feel like with the hospitals, they kind of give your baby a birth date. So I just thought it'll be cool for my baby to come when he wants, and he have his own birthday and it's not planned. So he decided to come August 16th at 1 in the morning. I started to get my contractions around 8. They weren't that bad. So I managed them by breathing exercises, and I will also share those breathing exercises if you plan on having a home birth. So number one, don't do a home birth if you don't have the mindset to get through it, because you can't get an epidural at home. There's nothing they can do to numb you, or they can't do anything for pain, literally. So if you're not going in with that mindset that I'm gonna do this, I got this, and I'm strong, I'm worthy, I'm a woman, like my body's meant to do this, my body got me, my baby got me, we got each other, we're gonna work, then don't do it, because the pain is just too bad for you to just get out of your body. So that's number one. That what helped me was like staying in my body, staying focused, staying strong, really just tunnel vision. And like, this baby's coming out of me and we were working together. Like, I understand now when they say you don't have to push. You do have to push, but your body tells you when to push. It's like the best thing and most beautiful thing in the world, like how our bodies work. But I knew when to push because I felt the urge. Like, my body just naturally was like, okay, push. And I pushed. And then when my body stopped giving me the urge, I stopped, and that was my little break. And then it tells me when to push again. So yeah, if you don't trust your body or trust that it will work out, don't do it. So I gave my midwife a heads up. I called her, let her know, hey, this is going on. So basically, you have to call them every time something changes. So like, if your contractions get closer together, if they get more intense, if your water breaks. So it was going very progressively. Like, I feel like I was calling her every hour. My boyfriend was at work, but he was able to get off right away, and he don't work far. So he came home right away. And as soon as he got home, he started inflating the tub and getting it all set up for me. And then I was just on my yoga ball chilling, getting through my contractions, eating. They make you eat, but you know, healthy stuff, yogurt, fruit, smoothies and stuff like that, and drinking water. And I just feel like that's also important. With you pushing and just all the energy it takes to push out a baby, you need food. You need food. Going through that with nothing in your body, no energy, is crazy. So yeah, I'm just eating whatever. So they started to get pretty bad. So I finally decided to jump in the pool because I hear that help with the pain and stuff. So I was still doing my breathing exercises, still getting through it. It did get really intense. My water ended up breaking in the pool, and when it broke, that's when everything it speeds up. Well, at least for me, because I know some people water break and nothing happens. But when my water breaks, it's go time. So when my water broke, I was only in there for a second. So when my water broke, I had to hop out because The pool just wasn't that comfortable for me once my water broke. Plus, my midwife told me, like, if my water breaks and she's not here, I can't push the baby out in the water without her. So that kind of sucked, only if I wanted to have a water birth. But once again, I was just listening to my body, doing what my body wanted me to, and I just wasn't grounded enough in the pool, so I wanted to get out. I ended up getting to bed, and that's where I pushed him out. So once again, it did suck. Actually, I'm not gonna say kinda, it did suck because my midwives didn't make it. Thank God the birthing assistant made it right when I was pushing his head out, but it still kind of sucked. My midwives wasn't there. One of my midwives lived an hour away, and then the other one lived like 30 minutes away. But my other midwife, again, I gotta be completely honest, just so y'all know, like, everything is not, I just don't want y'all to think just because it's a home birth everything's gonna be perfect. I did have a good experience. My only con was my midwives not actually making it to my birth, even though I called them like hours before. I guess I understand it can happen, and they didn't expect my labor to progress so fastly. Thank God, like, he was okay, he was safe, he was healthy. His father was able to catch him, and everything went very well. Like, the birthing assistant came and she was killing it. My midwife was on the phone. She was, you know, giving me words of encouragement, pushing me, telling me I was doing good, I sound great, da, da, da. So, I mean, I still had that support and that love that they, you know, they give and they have. So after I pushed him out, she came in right behind. Both my midwives ended up coming after he was out. And then, so once he came out, they made sure you go straight to bed. You have to lay down. They check out the baby and do all of that, weigh him. They still weigh him and do, I had decided to do, so they won't do, if you want to do vaccinations, they don't do it at home. Of course, you have to take your child to the doctor, but the only vaccination they do give is vitamin K to help with blood clotting, so he did get that. They had like a little cute birth certificate, not the real one, but a little at-home birth certificate for him. So he did his little footprint and stuff, and it was so cute, y'all. I thought I was gonna cry, but this is like so exciting to talk about. But anyways, now I'm gonna answer some questions. Someone asked me, did you eat meat? And my answer is yes, I did eat meat. Now, I was eating like fried food. I wouldn't say a lot, but I was eating it enough. And once again, during that pee test, she seen something. She was like, have you been eating like fried foods? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, let's cut that out because you have, I really wish I remembered what she found. It was something that comes from your liver. So I guess when you eat fried food, it kind of messes with your liver and it's not good for your liver. So she seen something from my liver in my pee, and she was like, no fried food and no red meat. So, like in the middle of my pregnancy, I had to stop eating red meat, and I did. And I felt better after I stopped eating fried food and red meat. I am back eating fried food, but I'm still keeping it to a minimum. How did I manage the pain? To be honest, the pain was way better at the home birth than it was at the hospital. And my theory is because when you're having it at the hospital, 9 times out of 10, they schedule you to get induced. I just feel like that creates nerves and tension in your body because you're like, oh my gosh, like, you know it's coming, which makes it, I mean, of course you know it's coming either way, but you know the day, you know the time, like, you know what time you got to be in the hospital. So I just feel like that creates tension in your body, and you don't want that during contractions. You need to relax your body when you get them contractions. If you tense up with the contraction, you're gonna lose control. You literally have to stay in control, and you have to know that you got this and it's okay. Like, let your baby just move through and do what your body tells you to and do what you feel. I managed it by staying relaxed, and I also managed it with breathing techniques. Would I do it again? No. I would do a home birth if I plan on getting pregnant again, but I am done. I got my perfect pair. I have a girl and a boy, so I do not plan on having any more kids, so that's why I say no. But if I for some reason was to get pregnant, I would definitely have another home birth. How did I go about it? What was the process? So I kind of already answered that. I just found them on Facebook and went from there. Do your research on your midwives, look at reviews and all of that good stuff. Do's and don'ts for a home birth. I would say do's. Go in it knowing that you were made to do it, which I've talked about already. Do your research. Make sure it's for you. I understand that home birth may not be for everybody, just like hospital births aren't for everybody. We're not going to judge mothers who do either or. How would I compare it to the hospital? I think it's a million times better than the hospital. I feel like the hospital, your body is on their time, number one. I feel like they don't really care about you. They just want to get to the next woman who's having her baby. People have good experience at the hospital. I didn't have the worst experience at the hospital, but I feel like it definitely was a scary movie. I did end up, and the crazy thing is, y'all, I did end up getting an epidural with my daughter because I couldn't take the pain. I passed out twice. I did all of that. So how is it that I did all that at the hospital, then I have a home birth and I didn't pass out? I didn't have an episode. It was just crazy, like, but it's because I had that mindset, which I had the mindset going to the hospital. So my plan was to have a natural birth at the hospital, but I just feel like the doctors just mess with you so much. Like, my midwife didn't check me one time. Like, you know how you get to like 36, 37 weeks and you have to go in and they do a cervix check? We don't do that there. Also, another thing, you don't do the glucose drink because it's poison and that's not how you eat. So it's gonna show up and it's pointless because that's not how you eat. You're not eating all that sugar throughout your pregnancy that's in that drink. So what I had to do was I had to poke myself for 7 days, 3 times a day. Yes, it was a lot. It was stressful, but it was better than feeding my baby all of that poison. Yeah, it's plenty of differences, but all in all, I would recommend a home birth because I feel like you're just greatly cared for. Like, your mental health is cared for, your diet, your exercise, like, and it's just like you got genuine friends. It was a great experience. So if you're in Indy, I recommend So Midwifery 100%. I hope that if you are pregnant and you're watching this, that you do consider home birth. If you want to be greatly cared for and you don't want to be a number, then it's just simple as that to me. And if you have any more questions, I can do a part 2 maybe. Just write out your questions in the comment section and I can make a part 2. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm so happy to be back. I have some great things in store for my YouTube channel. I'm kind of doing a little rebranding, revamping. So I'll have a new intro and all that good stuff. So yeah, y'all just stick with me. Let me know any future videos y'all want to see. And I got y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl channel. And see y'all next time. Bye.